What is up, YouTube? It's Grinch, and in front of me I have Baby Rocket's ship, and this has a price of $35 US. It contains 330 pieces, as well as 2 or 1.5 minifigures in total. Let's do a quick review of it, but before I get to that, I did want to just quickly mention potential spoilers here for the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Alright, so the first minifigure that we have here is actually Baby Rocket. I mean, come on, he looks pretty cute. Look at him. He's got just kind of 4 little legs there. He's in a sitting pose, and then you can see he's got just a little bit of his tail there molded into the back. He's got a nice print on the front, and that kind of similarly matches Rocket's print as well. So it definitely looks like, you know, they're supposed to be related, or just a baby Rocket. And then also you can see here that there's no movement. This is all one single molded piece. So what you see here is what you get. You can't reposition him or anything like that, but the print looks pretty solid overall. The white is in there pretty well, and then there's definitely some nice depth to the print there by using that darker color of brown and then the black for the eyes as well as the nose. Over here we have Rocket Raccoon, and you can see he's got his Ravenger outfit on, which is that same torso that all the other Guardians of the Galaxy's characters have in this wave. Otherwise, it's that updated rocket head that we've seen now in the mech, as well as the Guardian ship from 2019 or 2021. You can see that they gave him a blaster for an accessory, and then it's just got a little 1x1 cylinder piece on it to just make it a little bit more, you know, larger and a little bit more powerful, the blaster. He's got his typical rocket tail on there, and again, you can see that there is that brown mark here, you know, right at the waistline, because they haven't recolored that portion of the plastic right there. That's also brown. So unfortunately, it should be a dark blue to just kind of make it look more completed. Otherwise, this looks interrupted. And then, like usual, they did give him his short legs because he is quite a bit smaller than the other minifigures, but solid minifigure overall. So this is Baby Rocket's ship from the new movie. Obviously, can't quite tell how 100% accurate this is going to be without seeing the movie yet, but it looks pretty good at first glimpse. You know, there's nothing crazy that stands out to me. You can see that there's 2 forward arms here, 1 on each side, and those do move in as well and out, as well as up and down, so you can get a few different positions there. It does kind of look like there may be some saw blades, or there's some kind of circular item here that does not move on the inside, but I'm not quite sure yet what that is necessarily supposed to represent. It kind of looks like maybe a saw, and maybe this is used for cutting. It does have these forward engines on here too, and you can see there's kind of these little jet propulsions out there, so I do imagine that this ship kind of floats around in universe, something like this, and just kind of uses these different engines to be able to take off up and down very quickly and get a lot of just mobility out of it and agility out of it very easily. On the back here, you can see that there are 2 stud shooters on the back engines, and those engines do move up as well as down, so that you can position them at different angles. They don't move as far down as they do move as far, you know, up or backwards, because they run into this little arm right here, but that's okay. You can get enough movement out of them for what you really need to get. On the side of the arm, there's a lot of nice kind of greebling details right here in particular. It's great to get a candle piece in flat silver. I know we've gotten some of those before, but it's just a really useful piece for, especially for mock builders. So you do get 2 of those in this set. The engines back here look pretty good. There's these little kind of like winglet things back here that we see on a lot of the Guardian of the Galaxy ships, and those move in and out as well as up and down, so you are able to get a lot of just different positions out of them. There are 3 engines in total back here as well, and those all look pretty good. This little back winglet here is positioned like this. You can move it up, however, I do believe it is supposed to be positioned like that. There's a little ratcheted joint back there, and it just kind of gives it this aerodynamic look and feel. This is the Optimus Prime piece that is relatively newer, and it's great to get another one of those. And then do have one quick complaint. It's just some of these angles do look a little bit awkward. Like there's just this giant lip right here, so some of the angles don't really flow as well together, and I think some of the curves, and it could have been captured a little bit better as well. Spinning this around, you can see that it's the same exact design on this side. Nothing is different here, of course. And then I did want to quickly mention that, you know, this bulk of this is filled with bricks. You can open up the cockpit here, but everything else, there's no additional storage capacity or anything back here. That's just all, you know, the base of it, the brick and the foundation of the ship. But looking in here at the cockpit, you can see that it looks really, really solid. This small spot right here is for Baby Rocket. He can sit right there. And then, of course, it is really nice that Rocket Raccoon can actually fit in here. His arms just need to be positioned up so that you can get him in there, and that's how they look in there together. That looks really, really good. And then you can just close the top, and you are actually able to close the top with everybody inside like that. So good job on the cockpit, really, really solid. I do just kind of like the color scheme of it too. It's got this yellowish color scheme, and then I like just this green cockpit is just so contrasty to the yellowish color here. Let me take these guys out really quick and show you the rest of the cockpit. So you can see on the inside there, it all is just a really solid cockpit design. Those are printed pieces, so what you see here is what you get. There's no stickers on this set, and then those two details, like I mentioned, are prints, of course. So no stickers, so doesn't really need to have stickers. I mean, you know, they could have maybe put a few stickers here or something like that to just give it a little bit more wear and tear or other accents to it, but I'm glad that they didn't. I don't think that they needed to personally. So overall, just a really, really solid set. So now it's time to summarize this review with my Grinch's guide. I did want to just call out that Baby Rocket is pretty cute. He's pretty excellent for what he is. He reminds me of the baby Groot that we've seen before. There's no mobility with him, but he is so small that he really doesn't need to have any of that mobility, and I feel like just that kind of sitting or perched stance that he has is fine for the only stance that he'll get, since there is none of that mobility. I did like that there were some prints in the console here, and it does just kind of feel like this ship is unique overall. I feel like I haven't built this out of Lego before, or built something similar to this for that matter in Lego. I do just kind of feel like it's a unique and different design overall, which was refreshing. I like how that cockpit fits all of the minifigures. I was kind of worried it would be a little bit awkward to fit Rocket in there because he has that tail piece, but you can put them all in there. And then for my cons, there's no enemies or suggestions of kind of what to do with this set. There's not like a little side build over here of like a little mine to kind of saw through, or, you know, there's just no suggestion of playability here. It's just kind of the ship, which is fine. It's just this movie isn't out yet, so I'm just not sure what to do with it yet. And I can imagine that, you know, people who buy this set to play with it might feel similar to that as well. And then last con is just not all the angles are captured totally well. It's just a little bit blocky for me. You know, there's just like maybe finishing off right here with the tiling on the studs would have been beneficial. And then, like I said, some of these angles, like up here in particular, are just a little bit off overall. So for me, I've got to give this a solid 4.25 out of 5. Definitely a good set, not disappointed with the price, really like it. Overall, just a couple of smaller nitpicks as well as just suggestions on how to improve it from me. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and joining in the conversation in the comments section below. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.